Kia ora, te love lover. Hello, everyone. Bianca Iono here. Awesome to be here. I wanted to talk to you today about your $1 million mission. 3 keys to letting it be easy. Now, when you are a high-performing entrepreneur, when you've kicked a lot of goals already, it stops being about the money and becomes a lot more about the way you generate money. This is what I work with all of my clients with. Maybe the next level of income for you is 100K months whilst working 3 days a week and traveling the world. Maybe it's a $2 million launch from your creative passion project. Whatever it is for you, when you've been in the game for a while, the number stops being as important. And what you're really craving is making a big impact and allowing it to feel as simple and as pleasurable as if you're just like watering the garden. Because when you get to a certain level of success, you're no longer available for money that comes at a cost to your health, to your inner peace, to your quality family time, anything that requires you to sacrifice your current level of enjoyment is no longer available. It's no longer an option. Um, when you're at this place, when you have the money and you want to grow the money, this is when it becomes about the game that we're playing is just shifting the energy so that what's driving the growth of your business, it just comes from the overflow. I call it like your manifestation wake. It's like you in your speedboat having an amazing time and the results that happen as a result of you just being you, living your best life. It's almost like they happen in the wake of your speedboat. The manifestations, it's like your manifestation wake essentially. And this becomes a non-negotiable when you've already experienced the hustle and the grind and the burnout. Some people are fortunate enough that they have been, operating this way for so long that they haven't actually experienced the burnout, but they maybe have like kind of felt so disconnected to what joy feels like, what valuing the journey feels like, because often it's just like constantly putting the goalposts outside of ourselves. And when we get there, it still doesn't feel any different because we're still disconnected from what makes us feel good, that we just push the goalposts and move the goalposts again, because that's when we're actually conditioned to only feel good in the space, in the wanting of our goal, and never really knowing. It's like the idea of the goal makes us feel better and chasing it makes us feel better than actually getting there, where you can kind of feel good for a second and then it all goes, then it's like the dopamine hit dies down. So if you're wanting it to come from this new place of authenticity, of alignment, then just it requires first for you to be honest with yourself and making no mistake that you can feel your energy. You can feel when your energy drains from you. You can feel it's not in alignment with what you actually want, because it's showing up in like things that you wouldn't consciously choose. Maybe you're feeling frustrated. Maybe there's some drama in your team that you could definitely do without. Maybe things aren't changing as fast as you'd like. But when you get really honest with yourself, things aren't as enjoyable as they used to be. Making money isn't as fun as it used to be. And maybe even right now, it feels like pushing shit uphill instead of going with the flow. And if you want to make a massive profit in the next 12 months and you want it to be easy, here's the thing. There is a contraction and a contradiction that happens to the best of us when, as a visionary, as a high performer, you set this big goal and this vision, and part of that is like when you focus on the money as the result that you're going for, it can be really easy to sabotage your progress by feeling the gap of where you are now and where you want to be, which takes you out of flow immediately. So, and the clincher is that striving for a big vision and having really high expectations has always been a real recipe for a high performer to create success. But fundamentally, it's flawed. And because at the core of the inception of that business vision is like over there, I don't feel really that great here, but over there, out there will make me feel better. So it's almost like we're conditioned to create the striving and to motivate ourselves from this gap of feeling not enough, of not really being the authority in our lives. And, you know, when you focus instead on the impact of the result that you're going for, like, who is it going to help? Whose lives will it touch? Whose lives will those people touch? Whose lives will that, like, what's the ripple effect? What's the domino effect? When you focus on that impact and the byproduct just happens to be this next level income, then it all becomes easy. That's when you create from flow instead of the hustle and grind. But we've been led to believe that the hustle and the grind is meant to be the very thing that makes us worthy, makes us deserving, that it's not allowed to be easy. But when you think back to each level of income that you've burst through to get to where you are right now, think about how little you focus on the money to hit those revenue markers now, right? And think about how easy it is and how you do it with flair. You know, back in the day when it was 10K a month or 20K a month, like, think about each one of those income levels that now you do with ease. There's actually a past version of you that would be stoked and in awe of where you are right now. So your next level of income and impact is no different. It's about harnessing that, like, innocent naivety, that joy, that just like thrill of being alive, the thrill of, you know, people receiving your magic and being impacted by it, so that the money that flows is still only ever a result of that overflow instead of the forcing and the driving. So here are 3 things that you need to know and embody in order to unlock your multiple seven-figure freedom business. The first principle, the first golden key is that everything touches everything. So your mission, your team, and you, the leader, have your own dynamics. If there's something out of alignment there, you'll limit your growth. And I'm doing a triangle because if you've ever heard of the drama triangle, there is a rescuer energy, there is a perpetrator energy, and there is a victim energy. Anything that pulls us out of alignment is that in some way we feel like we're, you know, having to rescue somebody, or we're doing something out of obligation. We then feel victimized by that, and then we become the perpetrator. We feel like we can get passive aggressive or aggressive, or you know, we can internalize that as well. So drama triangle, part of transactional analysis, that actually impacts you and your flow. So if there's something out of alignment with your mission, your team, or you as the leader, you'll limit your growth. Your marketing, your sales process, and your delivery systems, they have their own dynamics. If you're out of alignment there, stuff will feel hard when it shouldn't be hard. And even the clients that you serve and the wider community that you host, they have their own dynamics, and they all impact each other. Everything touches everything. It is, it's an ecosystem. It is a ripple effect. So if there's something that feels heavy and stuck within your body, and or there's something that's feeling heavy and stuck about your business, that is creating a ripple effect. So if there's something that doesn't feel fun to deliver, doesn't feel like it's in flow, all of those things hold you in a holding pattern, keeping you stuck in that same level of thinking that created the problem. It will hold you back and keep you stuck in the same identity of the past version of you who created it. So this is true for both of these dynamics and how they are showing up in your present, but also how you create them by worrying about them when they happen in the future, and how they have played out in the past. So it's not even just what's happening right now, it's the past impacts it, and your projection of the future also impacts it. Now, when you smooth out any of the kinks of how you're relating to yourself, your mission, and your team in the past, present, and future, this is what paves the way for more ease and spaciousness. This is what allows you to have the creativity, tap into that divine feminine creativity power that requires freedom and spaciousness. So you can think innovatively, so that you can come up with creative solutions, and so that you can claim that level of abundance and prosperity for yourself that you want for everyone else. Number two is remembering that others see you the way that you see yourself. So as high performers, it's really easy to have our inner critic turned up really high. That that voice can be loud, speaking from experience. And there's an element of this, this is actually a way that you've created success. This is a way that you've created epic success in your life. It's like reach for the stars, and then if you land on the moon, cool, you're still on the moon. But it's like there's an inherent disappointment in there. It's a good recipe for success, but it's not a good recipe for success and happiness. And the problem with that is that we're always our own underdog. We're idolizing somebody else, discounting our own achievements, comparing our chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. It's like, it's a high performance way of embedding disappointment into our success and blocking joy and ease and simplicity in it. Now, when you see yourself as the leader who has the power to liberate others, when you own that sacred mission that you've been chosen, only you have been chosen to fulfill, when you understand your divine role in the natural order of all things, you stop letting that inner critic be in the driver's seat, because it stops being this pendulum from arrogance to humility. It's like, you see the sunshine, the rain falls, the grass grows. You play a role in that ecosystem of creating positive change in the world, and owning your role in it is it's just facts. It's just like breathing in and breathing out. When you see yourself as that leader, the leader who has no time, no energy, or no business in indulging those self-diminishing thoughts that our ego likes, our monkey mind likes to feed us. When you see yourself and engage in a practice, it's a sacred practice of championing yourself, of nourishing yourself. When you claim that as being an essential part of your job, just as the sun shines and the flowers bloom, this is when the resistance drops away. By seeing yourself as the leader of a movement that creates this positive impact, others who align and resonate with you will flock to you. That's your magnetic charisma. Those who don't or are repelled by that will fall away, or those that don't even care. There's no, when there's no more resistance internally to you claiming your power and your powerful feminine leadership, it means that there's no drama or resistance or unaligned people or projects that can be attracted to it externally. So the internal shift creates the external reality. And so number 3 is that ease requires discipline. This is really a big thing from my days as being an elite athlete. Sometimes we think we want things to be easier when actually we just wish, actually it's more powerful to just wish we were better. And and there's so often that we can have these limiting beliefs and paradigms where we actually resist it. We resist it being easier. Simplicity sometimes feels like it's the aim, but when you stop and look around and look at, what's going on in your life, you notice how often you complicate things that should be simple. Things that were, should have been shaping up to be easy somehow complicate themselves. So your next level income requires commitment, a commitment to yourself, because when you commit to yourself as that leader, you commit to it being simple, being easy, that's when you become free. So the discipline and the choice and the discipline, where no other option is available, that's actually where freedom comes. Just like getting up in the morning and going to the gym is so much easier when you just commit to the decision and do it. The same thing happens when you commit to the belief that that it gets to be easy, that $1 million vision and ease can exist at the same time. when you let go of the idea that somehow making things harder or more complicated makes you more deserving of the results that come your way, that's when you'll see the evidence of that belief. When you let go of the belief that it has to be hard and you commit to the belief it gets to be easy, your external reality shifts. And I'm just always thrilled and amazed and in awe. Oh my gosh, I was on a call earlier today and just moved to tears with my beautiful client's progress. Candace was one of my clients and a dear friend of mine, and she was calling in a multiple seven-figure business. She was looking for a catalyst for that shift, a catalyst to ignite that greatness that she wasn't yet seeing in herself. And she had already helped scores of her clients in her digital agency to do the same, but it hadn't yet happened to her and her business. So by helping her, we actually, and with permission, she's sharing this, but we actually had to go in, realign. There was a drama relationship to her with money, because the last time that she had created the most amount of wealth was actually when she was experiencing postnatal depression with her newborn. So her subconscious had created a drama triangle between her mission of calling in multiple seven-figure business, herself as a person, and herself as a leader, because why would she want to do that if that was the saddest and most compromised time in her life? So that was a little thing that was out of flow. But one of the things is really like connecting and claiming your effortless genius. That's one of the big parts of the work I do, by unlocking those like authentic parts of you that are always there, but maybe your logical brain hasn't put them together as like realizing they are actually key. We just like helping you tap into her authentic, effortless genius. We realized, we were really piecing together the parts where she actually helped open doors for women. That was her big gift, is that she wasn't putting herself in that position where doors could be open for herself. And sometimes it happens that the skills that you develop in one field can actually be applied to different areas. So Candace actually had grown up spending her school holidays in disability homes, helping her grandmother care for the participants who lived in the home. Caring for others is just a part of her DNA. And when she combined this with actually her another side dabble of hers in the NDIS, she actually combined the two, and she launched into a whole new sector, created a multiple seven-figure business within 3 months, had 2 locations within 6 months. She was at 8 figures within 12 months. But at the key of it, like she didn't launch that thinking that was going to happen. What we did was we unlocked that part of the drama. We helped her connect to her authentic, effortless genius that was already just like a part of the experience of the tapestry of her life, and knew that her effortless genius was also just caring for others and advocating for others. And so a large part of her success is that she actually advocates for nurses and has created a workplace where nurses are paid above award and are valued and encouraged to put their health and their lifestyles and their aspirations first. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful example of like how you can have it all, how you can unlock those deeper parts of you and create a version of success that's so authentic to you that you couldn't even think of it, even if you tried. This is the stuff that I love to do. If you need help unraveling this for yourself, if you want to know how to monetize your genius in a sacred and reverent way to unlock your next level of income and impact, send me a DM. I'm also holding a masterclass tomorrow called True Wealth and Scaling with Soul, Creating Authentic Success in Your Own Terms. Join me in the Facebook group. Love to have you there. Bye for now. Ka kite.